was a cute film. It gave me like the dove vibes. The computer program.
It's currently 7 degrees. Expect cloudy skies starting tonight. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 7 degrees.
Welcome back to another video. I hope you are all well. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Muna. I'd love for you to subscribe. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about what I've watched in November. So this is going to be about what I've watched in November. I hope you like it. Let's just get right into it. So in November, I actually watched quite a few things, and obviously if it is a TV series, I'm still currently watching it. Talking about TV series is actually, no joke, I am currently obsessed with Queen of the South. I've heard it's been on Netflix for quite a while now. It's not a new show or anything like that, but I am so mad at the people that knew about the show and didn't think to tell me to watch it, because this show is so interesting. It's just like high action packed content that we're getting. Is so good. If you like power and, you know, the angstiness of money heists, I really think that you will enjoy this. Queen of the South is about, actually let me read the synopsis so I don't ruin anything for anyone. It says, Teresa, that's how you say her name, I'm not butchering it. Teresa flees to the United States after her drug peddling boyfriend is murdered by a cartel boss. There, she sets out to become a drug lord and vows to avenge her lover's death. So, I believe there's about 4 seasons, so I've got a long way to go. I'm on season 2 right now. I literally binge watched it. It's just so good. It's fast paced. Like every single episode has drama. You just find out something new. It's just crazy. Like, it's a crazy show and it's gonna have you on a roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm a bit, I don't know, I cried on the first episode. If you've already watched this and you know what happened in the first episode, I think also because she's a woman, I haven't really watched a show or a film where, you know, these drug cartels or like these drug lords are women. So I don't know, it's not like I'm connected with her anyway. But you know, power, like, it's male dominated. I haven't seen a main character where it's a woman and she's like bossing it up, you know. So it was very hard to watch at times. Obviously there are you know, it's a 15, so there are things to look out for. Obviously it's not going to be PG, but it's really good. If you haven't watched it and you want a high impact, just the action, just wow wow va va voom, I would definitely recommend this show. After seeing the uproar on TikTok, after seeing all the different reactions, the people crying, everyone just going crazy for this film, I watched it with one of my friends, and we watched it virtually, and we were FaceTiming as we were watching. I really thought I was gonna cry. But I didn't. So that really shocked me. But I was so close. I kind of did, actually I can't say I didn't cry, because I kind of did. Like, tears were like brimming my eyes and like all over the lash line, but they didn't actually trickle down. That's what I'm talking about. So this one is called Clouds, and it's actually a new release. It came out in this year, 2020, and it's such an inspiring and just shocking story, and it's based on a true story as well. So Clouds is a musical drama film. It had some original music. It follows this teenager, Zach, who has been diagnosed with cancer, and it just follows his journey and how his diagnosis has affected the people around him and his friends and his family. And we also get to see his first love, also his journey into the music industry as well, and him releasing his own song. It was just crazy because this actually happened. I personally don't remember this song being like huge for me personally. I think maybe that's because I'm based in the UK, but I haven't really heard the song, and when I did hear the song, I think it's beautiful, I think it's amazing, and the story in itself I felt was super touching and inspirational too. One of the quotes really stood out to me. It was something along the lines of, "You don't have to know you're dying to start living," and I was like, damn, like that's so true. Like, damn, you know, before this whole lot, not to get too sappy, but before this whole lockdown bullshit, corona bullshit started happening, I have these types of conversations with my friends all the time. I just realized me and my friend group weren't living life. We weren't living life to the fullest that we could have. I wasn't traveling all over the world. I wasn't going out every night. Like, you know what I mean? I was not saying yes to different types of opportunities that were coming in. I was living like a grandma. I was, you know, choosing to stay at home, choosing not to go out, and that's okay. Like, that's also good, right? Like, to be a homebody, I don't mind. I am a homebody sometimes. I think everyone is at sometimes, you know. But to pass up all of those opportunities, all of those memories and fun times that you could be having, or memories that you could be making, to sacrifice that, like, you know, now thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I wish I should have gone out to more places. I should have eaten out more, or I should have, you know, gone on nights out more. I should have been with my friends more, you know, like little things like that. I should have explored more of London, because I still don't know everywhere in London. Like, I should have seen different places, gone to different cities, you know, took the train up to Brighton more often. All of these what ifs, you know. A pandemic had to hit for me to be like, damn. Like, we've had a rude awakening, I'm not gonna lie. Like, me and my friend were like, what were we doing? I'm not being funny. Why weren't we traveling around the world? And that's so true, and now we can't travel. So, and that quote just like hit me when he said that, because I was like, wow, that is so true. Like, what are we waiting for? Why not just live our best life and our life to the fullest, kind of thing. That's what I took from that film. I think it was super good, and my friend enjoyed it as well, who I was watching it with. Yeah, if you do watch it, I would definitely recommend staying to the end, because the credits actually showed the experiences of the real person who went through this. So the real Zach, there was footage of him and his family and his friends in there. So I definitely say stick to the very end and see that and experience that, because that was very heartwarming as well to see. So moving on to a more spooky film that I watched in November. I watched this film called Polaroid. Is that how you say it, or am I saying it weird? Polaroid, yeah. And it was released in 2019. It's a horror slash thriller. It was more of, you know, those cheesy kind of horror films. It's definitely not, you know, 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10, you know, horror film. You know, the ones that I'm talking about. But I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It's basically about these high school kids, in particularly this girl called Birdie, who doesn't really have much friends. She's kind of a loner, keeps to herself, has been through some trauma in her past life, and basically her friend gives her this vintage Polaroid camera, and let's just say it holds some dark and mysterious secrets, you know. It's not a normal Polaroid camera. It's not. He soon realizes that those who get their picture taken end up dying. Yes. So basically, I'm not gonna give you any more. That's that. I did enjoy it. I mean, it was okay. It was like one of those horror films, you know, nothing much, you know, you don't have to really think much. I thought it was really good, and it's got Madeleine Petsch in it as well right at the beginning, so I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like her as an actress. The only thing, I don't know if this is going to be a bit spoilery, maybe just a touch, but the creature, the, like, you know, that's all I'm going to say. The creature didn't do it for me. It was just a bit weird, but it didn't scare me or anything like that. I thought they could have pushed that out a bit more, pushed the boundaries a little bit more with that one. This one that me and my friend actually started together, and we DNF'd it. So no, did not finish. Why am I talking book talk? No, basically we didn't finish it. We stopped. But this one is called Operations Christmas Drop. The main reason I watched this is obviously because it's got Bonnie in it from Vampire Diaries. We started it, but I don't know, it just wasn't one of our favorites. I thought it just had a slow start. It was kind of dragging. We ended up watching Call Me By Your Name. I'm not gonna lie, the main reason I watched that is because it's got Timothée Chalamet in it. I was so close to just be like, listen, can we just move on to another film, because it was so long. That is one thing I would say. Make sure if you watch this, you've got time, because this was so long. It was dragging on. That's really the only negative that I have for this film. Some of the scenes were way too long. They could have been cut a long time ago. He would just be sat there in a beautiful scenario. I get it, it is a beautiful scenario, but he'd just be sat there and the camera would like be focused on him. But then I'm like, come on, can you just cut to the next scene now? Because it's getting ridiculous. There was beautiful cinematography, the scenery was amazing, it just made me want to go to Italy right now. It was beautiful, beautiful town, just a tad bit, teeny tad bit overhyped. That's just how I feel. I do think it was just a little bit overhyped, I think. I said it, I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna cry at the end. I thought, you know, I was gonna be this emotional wreck, but I actually didn't cry. I didn't really feel emotional watching this. Like, I thought it was a nice story. I enjoyed watching it, but there was some very questionable and weird scenes though. I will definitely say that. Like, me and my friend were watching it and we were like, oh my god! Oh my god! So, just heads up on that. It's about this 17-year-old Elio who's spending the days with his family at their 17th century villa. Basically, his family hire this guy called Oliver to work as an intern for Elio's father. Let's just say this, after the summer, Elio's life is not the same as it once was. So let's just leave it at that. No spoilers here. I also started watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I haven't finished it. I think I'm on an episode, let me just see. Oh wow, I've only got one episode left. I'm on season 1, episode 6. I'm enjoying that one. It's not too bad. It's basically about an orphan chess player called Beth. She becomes like this chess master and she's on a quest to become the greatest chess player in the world. Basically, you just follow her journey. She's struggling with addiction. Another show that I started is The Haunting of Bly Manor, but the only thing is I'm struggling to get into this one because it's quite slow at the beginning. I've heard it really picks up at about episode 7 or 8, and right now I'm on episode 4, I believe, so I'm not very far in at all, but hopefully it picks up soon because it's getting kind of boring at the moment. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's giving me the Haunting of Hill House vibes. I haven't seen that one, but I know enough to know what it's about. This one's basically about this woman who is sent to babysit these kids, and at the manor there's strange things that occur and that happen. Those were mainly the shows that I started watching in November. So The Haunting of Bly Manor, The Queen of the South one, and Queen's Gambit. The other ones are just more films. I watched Mamma Mia with my mum. That's just such a cute film. Feel good musical. Just an easy breezy watch really. If you don't know what Mamma Mia is, I'm sure everyone does at this point, but everyone and their mothers knows. Yeah, I watched that with my mum and I thought that was quite cute. We've got to watch number 2 as well now. Strangely enough, I watched 2 films where there's like a robot involved, or you know, very tech heavy films, and that was called Tao, I think, and one's called Amy. The Tao one is super interesting. I was looking at it like, oh my god. I would say it's more of a thriller. Yeah, it says sci-fi and fantasy. It's basically about a woman who gets kidnapped and she's trapped in this house where it's run by a computer program, and there's other people in this house. She has to find a way to escape, or maybe she doesn't escape. You have to watch it to find out, but I thought it was really interesting. Just an easy watch. Oh gosh, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 25% and I'm here like, yeah, it was a good watch. The other robot-y one that I watched was Amy, A-M-I. This one, it says it's a horror. I think it's a horror as well. It was definitely not, you know, like a well done horror. Don't expect it to be amazing, like Conjuring vibes. It definitely wasn't Conjuring vibes. It wasn't up there. It was more of an, you know, a Netflix original easy breezy kind of horror. Like, that's how I would explain it. It wasn't very long. It was 1 hour and 17 minutes, and I think that's what, you know, intrigued me in the first place. I was like, I just want something quick to watch. And it's about a 17-year-old girl, Cassie, who is coping with the loss of her mother, and basically she finds this phone, and this phone has like a computer program in it. Coincidentally enough, the, you know, computer program, it's like Siri, you know, it's kind of like Siri. Like, you're like, hey Siri, how are you today, or whatever, or hey Siri, what's the weather like today? And the computer program,
it's currently expect cloudy skies starting tonight. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 7 degrees.
That is not me thinking I'm actually in this horror film. I screamed so loud my throat. Oh my gosh. No, it's a no from me. Listen, you know what? I thought that film didn't scare me, but I think it kind of did from my reaction. He Who Shall Not Be Named. I'm not going to say his name again because he'll go off. It's because I've got my iPad here. Oh my god, that literally scared the hell out of me. Gosh. Basically like you asking He Who Shall Not Be Named, what's the weather like today? And then He Who Shall Not Be Named will reply, obviously the answer, but basically the computer program used her late mother's voice and was speaking in her voice. So she was like, oh my god. Cassie, the girl, literally was treating this phone as if it was her mum. Like she would ask it to read her a bedtime story, she'd sleep with it and it would be there. Like, I'm like, no, turn it over, you know what I mean? But you have to watch it to find out what actually happens. I definitely say it's very gory. If you don't like blood and stuff like that, this is definitely not the one for you. It's very gory because she ends up doing things that the AMI computer thing tells her to do, and they're not very good things. Oh my god, I've had the scare of my life there. Let's just go on to more calm and more romance films, you know, where I'm comfortable at. I watched Set It Up. So this was just a cute film. I really like this film. It was a cute film. It gave me like the Dove vibes. It's basically about these two people who work within the same building and their bosses are like, you know, very sharp, very like, get this, do that, do this. I think they're assistances for different bosses and their bosses are mean. The two workers team up to set up their bosses in hopes that they themselves will have some time off or will have, you know, some free time on their hands. They come up with this whole conniving plan of different scenarios and things like that to make their bosses end up together. I'm not going to tell you if they're successful or not, but just so you know, it is a romance slash comedy. Really funny moments as well. Yeah, loved it. The next thing that I watched was Holiday with one of my favourite actresses, Emma Roberts. I thought this film was okay. There were certain bits where it was getting predictable or a bit, you know, I don't know. I enjoyed watching it, but I wouldn't watch it again. I don't think so. This is about two strangers, like complete strangers. Like, this is how you know it's a film. Two complete strangers who are fed up with being single on the holidays and they come up with a plan to sort of fake date on the holidays and bring each other around to events and be their plus ones for weddings and things like that. So it's just sort of following their journey. Yeah, that was that. The next one I watched is called A Cinderella Story, Christmas Wish. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of ashamed of saying this, but I enjoyed this more than I should have. You know what, I tend to really love like the Cinderella retellings in films. Like, I loved A Cinderella Story, the one with Hilary Duff in it. I love Another Cinderella Story with Selena Gomez in it, and I love like all the films, the Cinderella films and all of this. This one was just super cute. I really loved it. It was basically a musical and it was Christmas themed, about an aspiring singer who is stalled on her path to success by her stepmother and her two wicked stepsisters. When she starts working at a job to help her dreams come true, she starts to fall for the handsome new Santa. I also watched Rebecca with a friend, virtually watched it, and I'm not gonna lie, she thought it was okay, but I completely thought it was a waste of time. I kept seeing it on my top 10 on Netflix and everything, so I thought it was going to be literally like this amazing thriller. The trailer really sold it to me as well, but watch the film, nothing happens. Nothing really happens. Only at the very end do you sort of start to see things happening, but then it ends. I really thought there was going to be a supernatural element to the film, but I guess not. I think that would have made it a bit more exciting, but I should have thought, it's a 12. You can't really do much with a 12 anyway. It was very much giving me the vibes of Mother, Hereditary, where at the end of it you're like, what did I just watch? Yeah. That was basically my review of that one. About a newlywed. She turns up at her husband's family estate, she finds herself battling the shadows of his first wife, Rebecca, who's basically ranted about by every single employee at the house. You know, her legacy lives on. Even though she's passed away, she still has like this power over the people who stay at the house. They just can't stop raving about her and just saying how much of a perfect wife she was and things like that. So she's kind of competing with his late wife. So that will be all for what I watched in November. I'm sure I will be doing more of these. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more. If you've seen any of these films and thought the same or had different opinions, please comment down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. I can't believe I really hated Rebecca. I think it was because I really set it up on a pedestal. Like, I just thought it was going to be this amazing thriller, but it really wasn't. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you all have a lovely day wherever you are. Bye bye.
You're the new classic. You're the new BYT. Stands for pay young and taking on the world from the driver's seat. You look so classic, fantastic when you on that floor. Bring the beat back once more and let me see you do that. Trying to do it right in your rehearsal. It's your life when you're doing these crazy dance. Cause you're making these crazy plans. It's just a dance, not a test. You put in work to be the best. It's a classic take on a brand new game. Before the needles drop, they gon' know your name. No longer tired, feel inspired. You're the new classic. You're the new BYT. Stands for paid, young, and taking on the world from the driver's seat. You look so classic, fantastic when you on that floor. Bring the beat back once more and let me see you do that. It's become so hard for me to be surprised, but you're bringing back the real me. No judgment in your eyes. Cause when I dance with you, it's how I speak the truth. It's just classic when we met.